Hello everyone, thanks for checking out my video. So there's a few things that I wanted to bring up, kind of just get off my chest, and they really basically have to do with like the state of the channel, crypto mining in general, and then we could talk a little bit about this whole Monero Fork thing. Mostly, with regards to the channel, I've been thinking about doing some live streaming, and I was wondering if you'd be interested in that. Would you tune in? And if so, what kind of topics do you think would be interesting? What do you want me to cover in a live stream? Obviously with crypto, I mean, it could go anywhere. So there's a lot of different things there. So let me know down in the comments below. First, would you be interested in it? And then if so, maybe some suggestions. What do you want to see? And then we can kind of move on from there. Now, state of crypto. What's going on there in terms of mining, right? Well, obviously, we're all kind of like going through a little bit of growing pains here, because as the value of most of our favorite coins has been going down and the difficulty for mining them has been going up, our profits are next to zero, and many people are beyond a year for return on investment in terms of just buying one graphics card, let alone 6 or 8 for a rig. So it's getting more and more challenging to do this thing. So what are we going to do moving forward? Well, I think that kind of leads us into the whole Monero Fork thing, and I want to talk about that via this article here on Bitcoin Magazine. I'll leave a link down in the description so you can look at this for yourself. But basically, it's outlining how we have 4 new Monero coins that are the result of this whole fork, which is really just getting to be ridiculous. I think this graphic gives you the whole thing. So here we've got the original Monero that's forked into itself, but on a new blockchain using Kryptonite version 7. But then up here we've got Monero 0, Monero Original, which is really original, Monero Classic, and then Monero Classic. I mean, come on, guys. Not only that, we've got Monero V. So there's really 5 that have forked, and the original. It's just getting to be too much. And there are some complications as far as using these, because when you fork all these, and I think all of these are using the original blockchain, there's going to be a make or break period, basically see which one of these actually survives. But what they're saying is that if one of those survives using the old blockchain, and then users that have migrated to the new blockchain start spending coins that are still being tracked on the old blockchain, that there could be issues. What are those issues? Well, one of the big things here is moving coins on both blockchains independently reveals which coins are controlled by the same user. So that will then kind of defeat the purpose of Monero. Monero is really about privacy and making it so that nobody knows how much you have. But if you have transactions that are coming off of one blockchain and sort of being updated on another, it could be a problem. So ideally, the old blockchain would have been just shut down, you know what I mean? But all of the other forks are keeping it alive. So it's presenting a whole just bird's nest of problems. Bird's nest, I guess we should talk more about Raven, because clearly they have some better ideas for the future. But that being said, one nice thing about the Monero Fork is they added 2 more rings of security. So instead of 5 rings, now they're doing like 7 rings of security. So I don't know if you know much about that. I'm not really up on that kind of stuff. It seems to me it has something to do with onion layering, sort of encryption. So rather than just 5 layers of encryption, they're doing 7. So that should help with this whole issue, but it doesn't mean that it's going to go away, because if one of these 4 actually sticks around, if they're in it for the long haul, if they catch on and a lot of people start to support it, and the reality is, guys, with all of those Bitmain ASIC miners out there, chances are one of them is going to actually stick around. So I don't know which one it's going to be, but whatever it is, it's definitely going to create some challenges moving forward. So I think Monero's got their work cut out for them in the coming months with how this plays out. We'll see in time. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not invested in Monero. I'm not interested in Monero. I really don't mine it at all. I tried mining it. It wasn't all that profitable. It wasn't all that easy to mine. So I just kind of backed away from it and said, thanks, but no thanks. I know a lot of people get behind it because of the privacy aspect, but there are other privacy coins out there. Oddly enough, there's Verge, right? Which is supposed to be another like premier privacy coin, but they too are undergoing that 51% attack, and people are really up in arms over this thing. It's very interesting things are happening in the world of crypto. What are we going to do moving forward? Well, you know what? I'm going to continue supporting Bitcoin private because I think that that's the future in terms of privacy and anonymity. I like the team. I like the way they do their development. And it's just a matter of time before they get accepted on other major exchanges and we see the price start to move up. But for right now, we're just going to have to kind of wait it out. Another thing that you got to consider too, and I think this is a good time to mention something like this regarding all of these forks and all of these other coins. And this may sound strange coming from me, the guy who is showing you how to mine every coin that's out there, or maybe not every, but a lot of different coins. If we keep doing that, we're going to get to a point where we end up mining a little of everything and end up with a whole lot of nothing. And that's what I don't want to see happening for anybody. I think what we need to do, and this is probably why I want to get more into the whole live streaming thing, is because if we get into a dialogue about a project, about what looks good, about what's up and coming, about what we can get behind as a team, I think that's going to be a much better way of doing things moving forward than just, floating with the wind, because it's really what's happening here. I mean, to use a biblical phrase, it's like chaff that blows about in the wind. That's not what we should be doing. We don't want to chase after the wind. What we want to do is find good quality developers that have a vision, that have the talent, that have the support and the backing, and are actually doing the job, actually working on their project. I think I see that with Bitcoin. Oh, we always see it with Bitcoin. All right, I'm not going to leave Bitcoin aside. We definitely see it with Bitcoin. We see it with the top coins, right? We see it with Ethereum to a certain extent. Probably not as much lately, but it's there. They're definitely going to have to get on the ball with these E3 miners out there. So what's that going to do to the Ethereum network, right? So what are they going to think of? Is it going to be Ethereum 2.0 staking only, or are they going to have to move to a different algorithm? Next thing would be Litecoin, still kind of that test bed for things. I think it's strange that Charlie Lee sold all of his shares, all of his Litecoin. Is he done with it? It's just odd. The next thing would be, projects like Cardano that have gone to basically a third generation sort of look at cryptocurrency. So there's a lot of good projects that are out there that are doing things and have great teams behind them. But like any development on any project, it does take time for these things, and that's what I like best about them, is that in spite of the fact that the wind is blowing, Monero is forking 5 times over, and other coins by the way, that we could still kind of move forward with things. And that's kind of where I stand on things. I just wanted to kind of put this out there as a video on where I'm at, and I hope that you can appreciate some of the stuff that I had to say. And if you disagree, that's fine. Please be respectful in the chat. There are other people who have to read those comments, you know. So I mean, let's just be human about it. But that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say right now. I will have a video on how to mine PigeonCoin coming very soon, and the reason is because I spoke with the developers of PigeonCoin, and I think they're onto something. So I think it's worth mentioning, and it's also worth you know, putting on the channel because it's another great coin. And of course, after I show you how to mine PigeonCoin, then I'm going to show you this.
This is interesting, guys. On the left is my PigeonCoin miner. On the right is my RavenCoin miner. They're running at the same time on the same graphics card.
So there you have it. Some interesting things coming pretty soon. So make sure you hit subscribe and ding the bell so that you get updates when I post those videos. And if you like this one, please give me a thumbs up. Be sure to join us on the Discord server. A link is in the description. And leave some comments. Let me know what you think about the whole live stream idea. I'd love to know. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless.